So we come to the Superfinal, and can John Welch continue the good form that he showed of late? Let's wait and see. We would have hoped that maybe we would have had a bigger star bet there challenging with it, but he's not to be. And once again, as it was at Cadwell Park, it's Mark Flaherty challenging John Welch for the lead, but John got the lead, and Mark Flaherty looking for the inside line. Steve Palmer in third, Barry Squibb in fourth, and as they go away on the loose sections, it's John Welch extending that advantage over the 6R4s. And the rest of the order going through, we can just see Tony Bardi in there as well. And would you believe that John Milner had the little Peugeot on the front row of the grid for this one, alongside John Welch. The track shining there. It hasn't rained, but it has been extensively watered before this Superfinal, and the cars did have one warm-up lap to just acquaint the drivers with the track conditions, and so they know it's slippery out there. And I think some of them taking it a little bit easy, because I believe they have started this race on slick tyres, and they'll be glad to get the solid feel of the tarmac under them as they go on their way, as we come back to John Welch, and John leading this one and beginning to look very comfortable up front. And I would think John going to be a very difficult man to catch and overtake here. Stephen Palmer equally dropping a long way back now, and Mark Flaherty looking very secure in second place. So Alan, it looks a bit like the race has been decided.
I'm glad to see that John, in fact, with the car, the conditions here are absolutely perfect for Rallycross, but John's got this turbocharger working very well. A lot of work on the computer on this car over the past few weeks, and it's got it working really well now. And glad to say that nothing was badly damaged following the fire at Cadwell Park last week, and here he is today, leading the Superfinal, and looks to take an overall win here this afternoon.
Yep, to follow on from Springbank Holiday Monday victory at the Croft Circuit. John again clawing his way, as he did in Formula A, in the overall category as well, clawing his way ever so much closer now to Stephen Palmer, and it's certainly going to be down to the last two rounds of this championship to be played out on August the 5th at Swindon, and then on August Bank Holiday Monday at the Lytton Circuit. But meantime, we can see Steve Palmer going through, and Stephen Palmer now beginning to close in on Mark Flaherty. Stephen looking for second place now. He desperately wants second place, but of course Mark Flaherty considerably more brake horsepower than Steve Palmer here this afternoon. But Steve coming around the outside to have a look. Steve Palmer having a very close look there at Mark Flaherty, and then coming back to challenge once again as they go onto the tarmac, and he finds a drier line there, I think, than Mark Flaherty, and he's through into second place. So Steve Palmer, brilliant manoeuvre there from Steve Palmer with the low-powered Clubman spec, 320 brake horsepower, 6R4, precious little more than half the power of the Xtrac, Alan, but he's closing. He is indeed closing on John Welch. Now then, can he do something about it in the dying stages of this race? Well, incredible manoeuvre there from Steve Palmer, which got him past Mark Flaherty, and having got past young Mark, he is certainly drawing John Welch in very, very quickly indeed. John could, of course, be just driving no more quickly than he has to take the win, conserving his car, and he's probably got an eye on the mirror, just making sure that Steve doesn't get too close, but Stephen Palmer is closing all the time. Of that there is no doubt, as they go down into the paddock hairpin. John Welch coming round then, Stephen Palmer right in there with him now, and Steve very, very close together, and Steve coming up the hill towards the chicane. Can Steve Palmer do anything about it in the closing stages of this race? They come through, and it's John Welch taking it from Stephen Palmer. Yes, John Welch just takes it from Stephen Palmer, so a good result there for John, and he closes just a few more points on the overall category over Steve Palmer. Mike Flaherty in third place. So it can't be bad for John Welch as he celebrates his victory in fine style, the style that we've come to recognise of Rallycross drivers these days.